Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday morning broadcast. I'm Carrie Davis, the administrator, filling in for Tom Wright this morning. And I want to welcome everyone who's here in person, who's listening via live stream, and anyone who tunes in later to watch our recorded broadcast. I do not see Steve in the house at the moment, but I would like to take this opportunity for a moment of silence. During this holiday season, there is a lot going on, and there's a lot of excitement, anxiety, maybe a little bit of apprehension, if we can just take a moment to center ourselves. Thank you. We will open the floor to questions in just a moment, but we did have a couple of questions that came in preparation. Sorry for dropping my notes. In preparation for the broadcast. And one of those questions had to do with the in-house mailbox communications. It is holiday season, and so there's a lot of messaging going out. There's Christmas cards, there's asks for money, donations, time, and we were asked just to review what our protocol is for use of the in-house mailbox. Those in-house mailboxes are utilized primarily for Covenant Woods communications directly to residents, but it is also an opportunity for residents to give a note to each other. We do have in the handbook additional information on the communication process of using mailboxes, and I just wanted to highlight what those mailboxes are not to be used for. The in-house boxes are not to be used for distribution of materials, including solicitation to buy or sell products, to donate to causes, or to advertise non-Covenant Woods affiliated meetings and events. If you have a question whether or not you should be putting something in an in-house mailbox, please pause and go ahead and reach out to Melissa Flood. You can also reach out to Megan Toms just to confirm. If you are looking at handing out information to multiple people, definitely a good idea to check first. But even to just individuals, if it is something tied to some type of ask, you may want to just make sure that it's appropriate to put in the boxes this year. The other question we had was about Christmas lights. We have lots of them, lots of trees, lots of wreaths, lots of lights all around campus, inside and outside. I did want to share today that all of our lights are on timers, but there's two types of timers. Outside, we're making sure that all of our items are on the dusk to dawn timers, so they're pretty much automatic. Unfortunately, dusk to dawn depends on days like today. Does the timer think that it's still dusk, or are we in dawn? So you may see some changes, some fluctuations based on the individual item or the time of day, depending on the weather when we're looking at outside timers. And I do believe there are a couple of timers that we're still converting to that dusk to dawn outside. Inside, we have timers on all of our items as well. We had a wonderful group of volunteers to help with that. Our inside timers are designed to have our lights on when most individuals will be able to be up and enjoy them. So depending on the location, those timers may go on as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. They may stay on as late as 11 o'clock at night. And I do want to note that these times, similar to the dusk to dawn, are a little bit varied by which item you're looking at, because the timers are not always exact to the time on the clock. So those may vary a little bit and may not all come on and off at the same time as well. So those were really good questions, and I hope that that helped answer those questions that were presented to us. As always, please feel free to reach out to Melissa Flood if you have additional questions regarding those topics or any others. Those were the two main questions that had come in that we were able to receive in time for today's broadcast. And I wanted to see if, of those that are physically here today, if anyone had any questions or comments that they would like to share. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Question about Katie. I don't know how it works, how it's set up, but there are a lot of times that things like the fireside menu, it takes effect at 5 o'clock. It's not there at 10 o'clock at night. Get up the next morning at 8 o'clock, it's there. Does a lot of good to get it the day after in the morning. I don't know what the procedure is, whether Fireside isn't getting it ready in time, somebody isn't pressing a button to distribute it. Same type of thing with the notification that the mail has arrived. I mean, there's no notice, you go down, there's mail. You go, obviously there's days we don't receive mail, every day. But it seems to be lots of times we're not getting any notice of some of these things until well after the fact. Any info?
I'm sure there's some information. I think we'll sum it up to just how does the communication work on Katie for timing. And Tom Deal happens to be with us today, so he will help respond.
So the fireside menu would be a departmental process. I'm not sure how Mike is posting that out there, but that would be a question for Mike Sheff. The mail has arrived flag. At one time, we were having all kinds of problems with that, and I thought they had fixed it where the flag, it'll be set one day, and it won't turn off for the next few days. And I thought that Status Solutions had resolved that. Is it staying turned on or just not being turned on when the mail has arrived? Not being turned on. Okay, I'll follow up with Megan on that. That sounds like just a process.
Okay, thank you. So we'll look into the processes for how that's getting posted. If there is any additional information that we learn that would be helpful to everyone, we can certainly put that in the communique to get that messaging out as well. Thank you for that observation. Any other questions or concerns? Yes, sir.
With the construction going on the 4 units, the other day at the end of E-Wing, there was hardly a parking spot available for residents. I went around and I counted. Of course, my car, I got a rental car right now, but they did not have any stickers from Covenant Woods on them, and there were about 10 or 11 parked up in that area. And it makes it very difficult to find a place to park.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing that. And that is something that we can certainly address with facilities and security. We should not be parking in areas unauthorized. We want to make it easy for residents to get in and out of their residence. So thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Carrie, some time ago, it was mentioned that we were going to have some carpet in Fireside and Vistas. Could you give us a status on the progress on that or where that stands?
So the question about carpet, unfortunately, I am going to need to defer, not having had that in time to get with the right individuals. I personally do not have an update on the carpet for Fireside, but we can certainly look into that. Unfortunately, I don't have a representative from facilities in the room that I can point out and ask for an update, but that's a very good question. So we will make a note of that. Thank you. Any other questions or comments from those of us that are here today? I'd ask for comments and questions from those that are watching us, but I won't be able to hear what they say. I do want to thank you all for joining us, and I do want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas in case I don't have a chance to see you over the next 2 weeks. Do we have another comment in the back? No? All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us, either in person or remote, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.